Hey guys, my name is Jack and today I'll be teaching you how to make your very own front splitter from scratch for your car.
So using foam core boards, I've made the exact size replica of the front splitter. I made the side pieces, and that's the middle piece. The side pieces, I used legs. Again, made of foam core boards and hot glue. What that will help me do is they are able to stand up by themselves with the correct height and ground clearance. So it'll give me a better representation of what they'll look like on. And the key features of my front splitter will include a bend. So I got the height to where I'm happy with it. So it's about only 1 finger decrease in ride height. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue the centerpiece to the 2 side pieces. Then I'm going to build legs, just like I did with the side pieces, but this one's going to be longer because it's the angle obviously. And what the legs is going to do is it's going to support the shape of the whole splitter. All 3 pieces are now joined together. So what I've done was, I'll show you, I've made some brackets. This guy here, I made 2 of them, 2 on each side, over there as well. And what that's going to do is that's going to keep that angle nice and strong. And what I'm going to do now to keep this, to increase strength into this prototype, I'm going to just build some support braces around. So it's going to be like a truss for a bridge. What I've done was I add a lot of strut bracing into the prototype, and what that's going to do is add a lot of structural rigidity. So I can hold this with one hand right in the middle, and all the angles are pretty much to where I want them. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to fiberglass the entire top surface of this prototype. I'm not going to use any releasing agents or anything like that. It's going to be a one-off mold, and once the fiberglass dries, I'm just going to rip this foam board off the bottom of the fiberglass. Okay, so the fiberglass is all hardened. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip out all of this foam core board, and hopefully the structure will stay nice and strong. The foam core board prototype is now ripped off the fiberglass, and now it looks like everything is strong except for the front middle piece, which I'm going to now reinforce with some fiberglass. But overall it looks good, all the angles are still intact. So we got the front splitter mounted on the bottom of the front bumper. Now all we got to do is trim the edges of the fiberglass splitter, and also I'm using tape to signify where to cut it and making both sides symmetrical. We finished trimming up the edges, and also before I added a metal bar, and that's just gonna fix the rigidity problem in the middle section which we had before, and it looks pretty good. all we gotta do now is work on the finish of the splitter. So what I'm gonna do is use sandpaper, flatten down the surface, and then I'm going to add another layer of resin that's going to just fill in the gaps, fill in the bumps and gaps, make it more flatter. Then I'm going to sand it down again, and wherever I need, I'll add body filler. But I'll try to limit the amount of body filler I use because it will crack easier than the fiberglass itself if I do ever hit something. So yeah, let's go. I finished applying the layer of resin, which helped a ton, and also I've sanded it down as much as possible, but I didn't want to sand it down too much because I don't want the splitter to be too thin. So now I'm just going to use body filler and just patch up these dark bits, which are deep spots within the surface. I've got my body filler ready. What I'm going to do is going to push down with a lot of force into the deep spots. This is the foundation layer, so make sure you do apply a lot of force and it goes right in there. Yeah, I'll keep going and I'll update you when I'm ready. That's what it looks like with the first layer of body filler. Let's sand it down and repeat. The front splitter has been sanded down and it's all pretty smooth. We're going to use some primer filler to start priming the splitter, just to see where we need to work on in terms of the surface being even enough. So the first coat we're going to do is just light. We're going to do about 2 or 3 coats. There it is. Nice and light, about 50% transparency. So I got enough primer on to show me where the imperfections in the surface are. So as you can see here, we have some holes that I'll patch up, and also some marks of that, which is sandpaper and sand away. Okay, now that we got the primer on, I'm going to add 3 to 4 coats of a satin black finish. So that is what the splitter looks like, painted and mounted. It's been a few days since I last updated you guys, and that's because I wanted to try out how it performs with my daily driving routine. It's gone really good, still very sturdy, no issues with downforce or anything like that. The only issue I have is, if you look straight ahead of it, it's very thin and almost disappears in your line of sight. So what I've picked up is this trim piece. So the splitter will just slide through the slit and it will give it a nice shiny looking finish. Alright guys, so that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now I just want to go over the cost of actually making your own front splitter. So all up it will be about $101.80. That would largely depend on what you already have, but assuming you don't have anything, it's going to cost you $101.80, and that's going to consist of paint, about $30. That's for primer and the black paint. The body filler, which will run you about $10. The foam boards, that's about $15 to
depending on the size of your front bumper. And the fiberglass kit, that would be $46.80. And that's a kit that I bought from Bunnings Warehouse, which is a local hardware store here in Australia. That's going to consist of your catalyst, your 1 kilogram of resin, and your fiberglass mat. And yeah, so all of that, $101.80. So over the course of this video, you might have noticed that the front bumper actually looks different in some scenes. The driver's side intake wasn't there, and also the red center ridge on the lower lip wasn't there. I actually cut up and just customized my own front bumper. If that's something you guys are interested in, I've documented the process of me doing it, and I'll be posting on here on YouTube very shortly about it. But that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.